welcome to PraDa Law Live, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jackie Mendez, your host for today's show. We have an excellent panel today. But first, before I introduce them, I want to remind you that there is a number on your screen, and that number leads you to a free consultation. It's a free call. The number is 888-88-LEGAL. And that's the number you need to call with any of your questions because we have the solutions. I want to go ahead and introduce our panel. Today we have the lovely Jennifer Pratt.
Thank you, Jackie. Good evening. Pleasure to be here with you all today.
The lovely Alexis Garcia.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, panel. Thank you for having me.
And of course, Yoel Damas.
Thank you, Jackie, and welcome everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking a little bit about bankruptcy, a little bit about loan modifications. We want to get right into the conversation, but before we do, I just want to go ahead and remind you, this is a live show, and you can call in whenever you want. The number's on the screen, 888-88-LEGAL. Yoel?
Thank you, Jackie. It's Monday. What does that mean? Financial matters, bankruptcy, you know, the stuff we deal with on a Monday after the nice weekend that we possibly have. We're back to the real world, ladies and gentlemen, and all type of news. Pizza Hut, right? I love Pizza Hut. What happened to Pizza Hut, Jennifer?
I don't know. They're closing, and people aren't going to get their pizzas. Closing a bunch of stores, and it just
You love
seems
Pizza
like
Hut too?
I love Pizza Hut. It's my favorite pizza.
Oh my God.
easy on the sauce. Easy on the sauce.
No,
but
a
I
side
love
of
it.
sauce. I do a side of the dipping sauce,
Remember
the
the
stuffed
cheese
crust
crust?
pizza,
Oh
the
my
cheese
God,
crust.
yes.
Yummy crust.
I know.
It just seems
so
like
good.
every week, Joel, we get on here and it's like we're, you know, the media tries to say things are going better, but then we see like all these monumental historic companies that have been around for years that are closing down. Like, what is going on?
300 Pizza Hut restaurants.
That's crazy. I mean, I can't imagine. And speaking of the stores that have been around for years, I was reading an article on Brooks Brothers. They went into bankruptcy. They've dressed like every president almost ever in the history of the U.S.
Because they were originally they were a suit company.
Yeah,
They were a suit company.
and they're, you know, they've been in bankruptcy and they're going through a buyout process right now. In an 11, how in 11, you know, a bankruptcy doesn't mean it's the end of the road. They're gonna come out of it, but still they have to downsize. I mean, it's not easy these times.
Yeah, and these companies, it's not just, you might say, well, I don't like Pizza Hut. Well, what about those 300 restaurants? Each of those had managers, employees, chefs, I mean, you name it.
Franchises too, and they were franchises. So
Yeah.
that was people's dreams. You know, you put so much money as an individual into a franchise, so they're being hurt too.
Yeah, of course. No, it goes a long way, and that stems forward. I mean, we have some other financial news this week, right? Because, I mean, we're seeing these unemployment numbers start ticking supposedly in the right direction, but the number is still something like 30-something million. Wow. Not only that, they're talking about a shadow market where people haven't paid rent now for 4 months.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, people haven't paid rent for 4 months. And even though I feel for y'all going through that, you owe today 4 months, right? Or five at this point. And, you know, it's expected that when you come out of this, that you pay all these 5 months up, you know, all of a sudden. Where is this money going to come from?
Interesting, you bring that up. I was reading today an article a release that's from the Bankruptcy Court in the Southern District of Florida, and the chief judge was writing, and she noted winter is coming. She used for the bankruptcy filings because she said, you know, she said, listen, filings are down now, but because the moratorium on foreclosures and evictions and things like that, once that picks up again, she told the bankruptcy practitioners, get ready for fall and for winter because it's gonna start raining. Yep.
Winter is coming, ladies and gentlemen. You know what that means? That means you got to call the number on your screen, 888-88-LEGAL. This is the way we're going to be able to help you.
Definitely, Jackie. And many times we've talked about this program. Get in early. Don't wait. Don't wait. These judges are warning. I mean, we just, you know, we've been talking to certain mortgage professionals. We're going to have one of them on the show this week. And, you know, everybody's expecting the same thing. 45% of mortgages are in some type of forbearance right now. That's 45%. That's almost 1 in every 2 mortgages that are out there right now. We don't know what's going to happen with them. And it's scary. It's scary for what that means for the economy, right? So you have 85% of restaurants, I think the last figure was 85% of restaurants are either closed or at a 50% reduced capacity.
Wow.
That you can't bypass that,
I mean, many of the articles are saying that, the mom and pops, they've had to close down during the last few months. It's pretty much almost impossible for some of them to come back. And even these big chains now, as we're seeing, are feeling this trickle-down effect. So if a big chain like Pizza Hut is closing, I can't imagine a mom and pop shop that, started with either, hard work up the ground and now this.
We have a good friend of ours. He runs a restaurant. He has 7 tables now that he has to sit outside. And that's what he runs his restaurant on. This is his only job. It's a mom and pop. And, we ate there. We sat outside and we ate. And he was saying, he's like, I don't know what they expect me to do. How am I supposed to support my restaurant with 6 tables?
Yeah, I understand. And not only that, I mean, again, I don't want to get political, but some of these decisions from local government to me is ridiculous, right? I have 3 small children. I go out to eat, and it's 5 of us. In Dade County, you can't sit together. Yep. So honestly, I got up from a restaurant this weekend because if I can't sit with my kids, right, and we're going to be apart and everybody's going to be on their phone, what's the point of going to dinner?
Is it
with
more than 4 or more than 6? What is it?
I think it's a 4 party. I was gonna go. I had a relative visiting a couple of weeks ago, very recently, and the same thing. We were gonna go to this nice, expensive restaurant. And I looked at the menu. I was like, oh, okay. And then, oh yeah, but we're all gonna sit in 3 tables. I was like, why? I'm not going to go.
What's the point?
So then that restaurant that could have maybe made, $1,000 or whatever on a party of, 7 or 8 of us, I didn't go because I didn't want to be like at another table across the way.
Didn't make sense.
No.
But ladies and gentlemen, what does make sense is the number on your screen. It's 888-88-LEGAL because the call is free, because the consultation is free. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to help. We're here to answer any of the questions you may have. We're here to find the solutions. Isn't that right, Yoel?
That's right, Jackie. And we're going to talk solutions. We've been talking just overall problems for the first segment, but we want to get knee deep into what we're seeing, what people are coming into the office with, and with actual 713 and actual reasons and solutions and the reasons why this might be the right option for you in today's economy. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. In the meantime, don't forget that phone number. It's simple. It's 888-88-LEGAL. We'll be right back.
I know you're home right now asking yourself, how? How will I pay my rent, my mortgage, my bills, my credit card debt? I'm attorney Alexis Garcia with PraDa Law. I've personally helped people with financial problems over the last 10 years. I understand what you are going through. We saw people lose it all in the 2008 financial crisis. You don't have to lose it all. The consultation is free. Call us now. I will help protect what you have built. You have nothing to lose by calling us. Call us now. These are trying times. This deadly virus is affecting our health, economy, jobs, our small business owners. Bankruptcy protection may be able to save assets and immediately stop your creditors from harassing you. Small business owners, employees of business of any size. We know you need help. Call us now. We will help you get back on your feet. Don't wait until it's too late. This is the time to call.
Sé que estás en la casa ahora mismo preguntándote, ¿cómo voy a pagar la hipoteca, la renta, los biles, las tarjetas de crédito? Soy la abogada Jennifer Pratt con PraDa Law. Yo personalmente he ayudado a las personas con problemas financieros durante los últimos 10 años. Yo entiendo por lo que estás pasando. Vimos cómo la gente lo perdió todo durante la crisis financiera del 2008. No tienes que perderlo todo. Llama ahora. La consulta es gratis. Te ayudaremos a proteger todo lo que has construido durante todos estos años. Sabemos que estos son tiempos difíciles. Este virus mortal está amenazando nuestra salud, nuestra economía, nuestros empleos y a los propietarios de nuestras pequeñas empresas. La consulta es gratis. Llame ahora. Te ayudaremos a recuperarte. No esperes hasta que sea demasiado tarde. Llame ya.
Welcome back to PraDa Law Live. Once again, I'm Jackie Mendez, your host for today's show, and we've been talking about loan modifications. We've been talking about bankruptcy law and what your rights are. So if you want to know your rights, ladies and gentlemen, this is a free call, a free consultation. That number on the screen is what's going to lead you to the solutions that you need answered. 888-LEGAL. That is the number that you need to call. We've been talking to Attorney Pratt, Attorney Garcia, Attorney Damas, our partners here at PraDa Law Live. We want to take it back right into the conversation.
Thank you, Jackie. Like always, you know, Mondays we spend our time talking bankruptcy, and you know, thank God we have good chemistry here, because bankruptcy, just talking pure bankruptcy, might be a little boring, a little.
And scary.
And scary.
I think Attorney Silva says it's not sexy law, right? Is what he says. It's very, you know, rules, language. It's not very sexy law, as Attorney Silva says.
These rules could get you out of some really deep situations right now.
Very beneficial, yes.
Yeah. In this segment, where we'd like to go is we'd like to discuss maybe some of the situations that we're seeing in the office, and we do this for mainly the reason we want you to feel comfortable. We want you to understand that it's not only you, that everyone's going through different hardships, whatever they might be. And the truth is that COVID has brought a change of life to everyone. I mean, I do not know one person that has not been affected. Some, yes, some have been affected positively, but very few. And those are the outlier situations. Most people are doing worse, and that's why we go into these situations and we go, without saying names, we mention and we talk about our clients' specific problems, and that's so you could relate, so you could understand that you're not alone. Attorney Pratt, you were talking about one of our first clients, and I want to reiterate, Attorney Pratt has been licensed for about 10 years. All she's done was on the civil side and the foreclosure side, helping people through the last crisis as well as accidents. And Attorney Garcia has done bankruptcies, and nothing but bankruptcies, for 10 years. I've been around the business community for longer than 10 years and personally was affected on a first-hand basis during the last crisis. So I understand exactly what you're going through. In fact, we all do. And Attorney Pratt, when this COVID hit, we got together, and of course we've always, been close, and we said, hey, we need to get together and put our experiences together and help out people. And you were talking about, and again, every case is different, about one of those clients, right?
Absolutely. This client came to our office early on, and this is one of the things we stress to all our clients, all our potential clients, is the importance of coming in early on. And, this client was very frank. They said, look, I'd like to see if you guys can negotiate this debt. It was particularly credit card debt. And if not, then I'd like to consider bankruptcy. But if I can avoid bankruptcy, I'd like to see what you can do for me. And, I'm happy to report, again, every case is different. He's going to be accepting the offers that we were able to get for him, negotiating directly with the credit card companies in order to avoid a bankruptcy. For this specific individual, it was a difference between filing or not filing, and he couldn't be happier. He couldn't be happier. He's going to be able to avoid bankruptcy. And again, that's not to say that bankruptcy is not a good option. It is for a lot of people. But for this particular person, he's happy as can be that he's able to now pay this debt in a modified payment. We've extended it out to 18 months. No interest will be accruing during that time, which is excellent. And we got principal reductions as well on the debt.
So they got rid of how much debt, percentage-wise?
I would say roughly probably 40%, if not more, roughly. And it's 3 different credit cards. So what we did was we worked directly with the creditor. We got, we showed the hardship. We were able to negotiate down the principal. And then during the 18-month period that they're going to be paying, it'll be a 0 interest.
And I want to go to Attorney Garcia, but Attorney Pratt, before I go there, Attorney Garcia, because I think it's a very important point to drive home. I keep seeing these debt negotiation companies, Debt USA, whatever it is. I don't know if one's called Debt USA. I'm making that up. But my point is, make sure you use an attorney, right? Attorney Pratt?
I think for us, it made a huge difference that, the letterhead is a law firm. It's a respected law firm. And like you said, we came together for a reason. We put our years of experience. And I think on this panel alone, I think we have, over like 30, 40 years of experience. Yep. So in all different areas of
financial matters
Exactly. And I think when the creditor is looking online and they're checking us out, they're like, these people kind of know, I think they know what they're talking about. So that definitely, I believe made a difference.
Definitely. But specifically talk about these debt companies that you got to pay monthly to. Be careful, right?
We've all heard about these debt companies that you pay money to and that they promise you the moon and back. And, at the end of the day, you can still get sued under your nose. And if you don't have an attorney on your end, on your side of the table, that's where you're going to end up in a situation where you may need to then have no choice but to file a bankruptcy. So at this point, if you are looking to alleviate some of that debt and you're not ready for a bankruptcy for whatever reason, give us a call. We're here to help. We handle debt negotiation files, and this is what we do.
Yeah, we don't take your money up front on a monthly payment basis.
No,
I mean, that
never.
is, be careful and make sure you're dealing with a licensed attorney. Very important. These companies, you don't know who you're dealing with. You have no idea. They don't even have licenses. Just because they're BBB accredited, that's not a license. That's a website you sign up for. Make sure that you're dealing with a licensed attorney. And I'm sorry, Attorney Pratt, we got about 4 seconds before going to a commercial, but we'll make that point as soon as we come back.
I know you're home right now asking yourself, how? How will I pay my rent, my mortgage, my bills, my credit card debt? I'm attorney Alexis Garcia with PraDa Law. I've personally helped people with financial problems over the last 10 years. I understand what you are going through. We saw people lose it all in the 2008 financial crisis. You don't have to lose it all. The consultation is free. Call us now. I will help protect what you have built. You have nothing to lose by calling us. Call us now. These are trying times. This deadly virus is affecting our health, economy, jobs, our small business owners. Bankruptcy protection may be able to save assets and immediately stop your creditors from harassing you. Small business owners, employees of business of any size, we know you need help. Call us now. We will help you get back on your feet. Don't wait until it's too late. This is the time to call.
Sé que estás en la casa ahora mismo preguntándote, ¿cómo voy a pagar la hipoteca, la renta, los biles, las tarjetas de crédito? Soy la abogada Jennifer Pratt con PraDa Law. Yo personalmente he ayudado a las personas con problemas financieros durante los últimos 10 años. Yo entiendo por lo que estás pasando. Vimos cómo la gente lo perdió todo durante la crisis financiera de 2008. No tienes que perderlo todo. Llama ahora. La consulta es gratis. Te ayudaremos a proteger todo lo que has construido durante todos estos años. Sabemos que estos son tiempos difíciles. Este virus mortal está amenazando nuestra salud, nuestra economía, nuestros empleos y a los propietarios de nuestras pequeñas empresas. La consulta es gratis. Llame ahora. Te ayudaremos a recuperarte. No esperes hasta que sea demasiado tarde. Llame ya.
Welcome back to PraDa Law Live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us. Once again, I want to remind you that there's a number on your screen. That number is 888-88-LEGAL. And that's the number you want to call at any time, actually, because this show is live. If you want to call and ask any questions you may have, we can answer them right away. Before we went on the break, we were talking to Attorney Pratt about debt consolidations. If you can give us some more information about that, Jennifer.
I just want to make a brief point regarding some of these debt consolidation companies. And again, nothing against them. I'm all for business, right? But some of these folks go ghost sometimes. And one of the differences, I think most important differences between hiring an attorney and a non-licensed attorney, a non-licensed person, I should say, is that we're regulated. We're regulated, and we can't just disappear on you. And if we do, we're going to be held accountable for it. And I think that's really important.
Definitely. And Attorney Garcia, you were talking situations.
I've experience with these companies. So, even though I do bankruptcy, I've dealt with these companies in that I have, in a personal experience, a good friend of mine, she dealt with one of these companies and their contracts are worded funny, and there was a lawsuit filed against her, and this company got involved in the lawsuit without telling her. Short story, she ends up being garnished with a debt that she thought was resolved by this debt consolidation company. So I had to come in as an attorney and fight the garnishment for her and do everything I could, and I was able to stop the garnishment, but then she had to enter into another agreement because she didn't want to do a bankruptcy, but it should have been resolved.
Yeah. Well, the truth is, because they enter into these, with these debt consolidation companies, they almost sell their debt for a discount. It's a weird
very
financial...
convoluted contract. I've overlooked the contract. It's very strange. It's not straightforward. A lot of the money goes to the company at first, and they open it. It doesn't always work in an escrow type of account.
I've heard that too, where like they give the money, but then it's supposed to go to the creditor, and then the creditor will call the person will call the creditor, and I'll say, I represent creditors as well, and I'll say, we haven't gotten $1. And they're like, oh, I've been paying for 6 months. They said the money was going to go to you.
Yeah.
Not to us. I haven't gotten, I'm about to sue you.
And it pays the fees first. And it pays the fees first, too. It pays the company's fees first. So very little is actually going to be used towards your creditors.
Correct. Towards that credit card debt. So technically, they're not even the same side here. They might be negotiating other sides, because this company's just trying to get their fees up front versus really negotiating your debt.
Right.
Here, you know, if Attorney Pratt, if we somehow arranged, let's just say, a $50,000 reduction in debt or a $100,000 reduction in debt, do we make a percentage of that?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We charge you our fee, and whether we get $1 off or $100 million off, God bless you. Congratulations.
So nothing.
Nothing, of course not.
Okay.
Be careful. Be careful. These companies that you pay monthly to, and they're not even law firms, or even if they have tricky names like the ABC, you know, Law Services of U.S. or whatever. It's because they come up with the funniest tricks, right?
They're regulated, so they can get away with these types of things.
And again, a lot in the Spanish community, but I mean, even though this is an English program, we are in South Florida, we're starting to see the same thing creep up in bankruptcies, right, Attorney Garcia? We're starting to see these non-attorney companies charge to file pro se.
And to file pro se. And it happened a lot. It started happening a lot too in the first crisis, right after the first crisis. So you have these petition preparers. And the individual,
petition preparers.
Yes.
Wow.
And the person would have a pro se bankruptcy filing. So there's now regulations, and there's specific questions on the bankruptcy forms now where these people have to be disclosed because of what was happening. So you need to be careful, because they're not an attorney. They may not properly produce the forms for you.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I am an attorney, and I wouldn't file anything in federal court without an attorney. So if you are filing your own pro se bankruptcy, you are to be warned right now. And let me tell you, and I know Attorney Garcia will back me up on this, in any state court, federal court, doesn't matter. You representing yourself rather than getting an attorney, that judge has to hold you to the same bar, the same standard as if you were an attorney. So be very careful with these pro se petitions in bankruptcy court. I do not recommend that.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, that number on the screen, 888-88-LEGAL. If you have any questions, you can call in at any time. The call is free. The consultation is free. The show is live. You can call in at any time. We're ready to answer any of your questions.
Thank you, Jackie. And Attorney Pratt, to your point, I would never represent myself in a criminal matter. I would never represent myself in a bankruptcy. I would hire someone like Attorney Garcia to represent me.
Never represent myself. Even if I filed a bankruptcy, I'd get an attorney to file my bankruptcy. You just want to take yourself out of it. You never want to represent yourself in anything. That's the worst decision you can make.
This program is meant for the community. This program is meant for you. This law firm was created and founded to help you. We're not here to charge you absorbent amount of fees. We understand that we're here for the community, that the person that calls us is not a big conglomerate corporate company. No, we understand that we're here to help you. And even small businesses, Attorney Garcia, they have help right now because the code has changed to be able to help them, and they should take advantage because they're hurting.
Absolutely. Not only did the code change in early 2020, the end of 2019, but the CARES Act extended it, okay? Because Chapter 11 bankruptcies can be scary for a small business. They weren't structured for small businesses. So the code created a subchapter to help you small business owners come out of a Chapter 11 bankruptcy reorganized instead of being liquidated. So this subchapter 5, which had a debt limit of only, I believe, 2.7 million, I'm not quite sure of it, but the CARES Act expanded that and expanded it greatly. So now for the next year, you can qualify for subchapter 5 with significantly more debt.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd love to, I mean, we could probably sit here for an hour and get into some deep nuances, but that's why that consultation is free. That's why that phone number and that phone call is free. It's simple. It's
888-88-LEGAL. 888-88-LEGAL. That's the number you want to call for your free consultation.
Now, we'll be here all week with you.
That's right.
But don't wait. Just call us today. Set up your appointment. Set up your consultation. We make it easy. We make it free. Don't wait another day. Attorney Pratt, thank you for the show. Let's get ready for another big week. Attorney Garcia.
It's over.
Yeah.
All right. We had another segment.
No.
I was going to say, but if you are a conglomerate potential client, give us a call anyway, too. I want to help you as well.
And Attorney Damas, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Always, our partners here at PraDa Law Live. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to wish you an amazing week. And I'm Jackie Mendez once again. This is PraDa Law Live. See you next time.